What up, guys? Welcome back. Digital Slang back again today. Another super copy, super clone of the AirPod Pros. Check out the name, the i90000 Plus Pro 3s. The i90000 Plus Pro 3s. It is a mouthful, but let's check them out. These are supposed to have transparency mode as well as 25 decibels of noise cancellation. So we're going to test it out. I have yet to use these. We're going to try it out together. Let's check them out. They cost 42 bucks on AliExpress. I will drop the link. Let's talk about it. There are some good, some bad. We are missing some things on here. We do not have the text on the back of the case, as you can see. And also we do not have that reverse hinge, that reverse lid that we like to play with so much. But we do have the LED light here, the port to charge. Now the cable that it comes with is a Lightning to USB Type-C, and we do get a few extra silicone tips just like the originals. The packaging, no branding on the box, but we do have the embossed logo of the buds on the front of the box. And if we take a look at the buds, we do have the real chrome ring, the R and L, the real bottom tips, the real silicone tips on here as well, and the mesh up here. This is real mesh, it is not a sticker. So we get a little, we lose a little. We'll check out the transparency mode, see how well it works. We'll check out the noise cancellation. Now 25 decibels is not a lot, so when I use it, I'm not expecting much, right? I'm not expecting a big difference, but we'll see. We'll check it out, test it. This does come with the Air Horror chip as well, so we'll test it out, check it out, see how good they are, see if they're worth 42 bucks. Let's connect them, start the testing. So to connect these, now on Android devices, you're just going to go into Bluetooth, connect it that way. But on iPhones, you know, we just open the lid. We should get that pop-up animation here, and you hit connect, you hold the button on the back, and once it starts spinning the animation, you can let go of the back button. We are connected, and we will start the testing. Check it out now. It did connect, and I do have the real sound from the real AirPod Pros on here, so that's a good start. And you can see here we do have the real animation, the real logo, the real AirPod Pro logos on here. But if we go in the control center, you can see we have the old logo, and if we click on this, it is the old AirPod 2 style logo here, not the updated version of the AirPod Pros on here. So a little disappointing. And transparency mode, let's try it out since we're here. Transparency mode. So I have to say something so I can hear my voice, so I can tell if transparency mode is working, and it actually works very well. I'm surprised. This is probably the best transparency mode I've heard on a pair of clones up to date. Now the noise cancellation, I'm going to try it out here and see if it does anything, see if it makes a difference. If I go back and hit off, see if there's a difference in my sound. Try it one more time. So again, 25 decibels is not a lot, and from what I could tell, the button does work, it acts like it is working, but the difference in the sound quality from turning it on and off, I mean, if there's any difference whatsoever, it is slim to none. It's very hard to tell if it's making any difference whatsoever. But transparency mode works very well. Noise cancellation, not so much. I can't really tell. I'm going to try it again once we start playing music and see if that makes a difference. So if we back out, we go into settings and we click on the little blue icon here. You can go in, of course, and you can rename everything. You can also turn transparency mode on and off from here. Your left and your right, your noise control. We're going to turn this off and we're going to have it on Siri. And noise control on the left. I'm going to leave that the way it is, see if I can activate transparency mode this way. Press and hold the AirPods. Now the ear tip fit test. These are always different on clones, right? They're always different. So if we hit play, we do get that good seal. Now let's see what happens if I take one out. Hit play again. All right, so interesting. Adjuster try a different ear tip for the right bud. Now let's see what happens if I take them both out. So very interesting. Now let's do the left side. See if I get a good seal with that. All right, so the ear tip fit test. Now I still don't believe if it's really telling you that it's a good fit or not. I just believe that it's detecting if they're in your ear or not. And no matter what silicone tip you put on here, if it's in your ear, it's going to give you that good seal. Automatic ear detection, this button, we're gonna turn it off, turn it on. We're gonna try it out once we do all the testing. And your mic, again, leave the mic just where it is. And if we back out of here and we find my phone right here, you can see GPS does work on here. If we click on the AirPods, it will come up again, the distance of the navigation. It's not as good as the real ones, but it does work. It will find them for you if you lose them. So once we back out of there, we're gonna play some music now, start the testing, jump in, we'll try everything out. sound quality on these things is actually pretty good for what these are at this price point. I'm digging the sound. It's loud enough, it's pretty loud. It's got some bass, the highs and the mids are there. Listening to content on here is going to sound really good. And there is some bass, so overall I'm pretty happy with the sound quality. Look, they're not as good, they're not as clear, right? They're not as sharp as the real AirPod Pros, but for what these are, they sound good. Plenty of volume, there is some bass, you can feel it, especially if you get that good seal. And the highs and mids, they don't get lost, they sound pretty good. Overall, it's not bad for what these are. I'm fairly impressed by the sound quality of these. Let's keep going, we're gonna jump into YouTube and we are going to try out the latency. But really quick, I did try the in-ear detection on here. I turned it on and then I turned it off again. So it did work. I did try the right and the left bud. In-ear detection was detected. It did play and pause when I took them out of my ear, and it did make the real sound just like the AirPod Pros. So you can use one at a time, and these are capable of wireless charging as well. So keep that in mind. But let's jump into YouTube and check the latency. So there is some delay when watching content on YouTube on iOS devices, on Apple devices. You're not going to find that on Android, and you're not going to find it if you're on Netflix or something like that. But on iOS, it is a delay. It's not crazy laggy, right? But it is there. You can tell a difference. So that's a little disappointing. Let's keep going. We're going to try mic test, and hopefully the mic sounds pretty good. What up, guys? A mic test, the i90000 Pro Plus 3. Crazy name. Hopefully they start working on the mic. I want a good mic on a pair of clones. That's going to make a big difference for me and for a lot of other people. So let me know how the mic sounds, if it's any good. Next, we're going to jump in. I'm going to play some music again, and I'm going to turn transparency mode on and off and see if it makes a difference when listening to music, as well as the supposed noise cancellation. We're going to try that out as well and see if I can tell if there's any difference. So let's play some music. So using transparency mode while listening to music, while listening to content, it did make a difference. I was able to hear my own voice, and it sounded pretty good. I'm actually surprised how good transparency mode works on here. I'm not a big fan of transparency mode as it is, but for what this is, it works very well. And noise cancellation, once again, the button sounds like it's working, but it's really hard to tell the difference. 25 decibels is not a lot, so you can't really tell that it's doing anything. The button works. You hear a little noise to the real noise, just like the real ones that tell you that it's on, but you can't really tell any kind of difference with something that's small. But overall, look, these things are loud and they sound really well. And transparency mode works very well. ANC, not quite there. At least the button works for now. It does say 25 decibels. Take that for what it is. It's not very much, but the buttons work, right? It is what it is. We're getting closer at least. So touch controls on here, the way they work, you have to find that sweet spot. And once you do, one tap, one force touch will play and pause. 2 will go to the next track. 3 will go back to the previous track. And the way you set it up in settings will determine what press and hold. It will either be activate your voice assistant or activate transparency mode. And it does work. Again, you have to find that sweet spot for it to get it to work correctly. But once you know where that sweet spot is, it should be perfectly fine. Now, look, overall, these things, are they worth 42 bucks? It's probably right around there, right? Transparency mode on here works really well, the best that I've seen on a pair of clones. ANC, the button works at least. 25 decibels, not enough to really tell any difference. Touch controls work, you gotta find that sweet spot. Sound quality on here is really good, very loud, and there is some bass. Mids and highs sound okay, not fantastic, not as good as the real ones, but they do work. There is some delay on the latency, right? It's not terrible, but it is very noticeable, so keep that in mind. Wireless charging, no text on the back, no reverse lid. We're getting closer, right? These things are getting better and better as time goes on, and hopefully soon we will have the perfect pair of clones. But for now, this is where we're at. We're almost there. The i90000 Pro Plus 3s, another super copy, super clone, and I'll be back soon, guys, with more videos. Peace.